Hello, my name is Sam Sekasi, a student of Southeastern University under Watoto Christian House, and today I'm charged with the task of presenting my big idea called AIDS, the killer that can be avoided through responsible living. What is AIDS? AIDS is a short form for the disease-acquired immunodeficiency syndrome. It's a sexually transmitted disease that is caused by a human immunodeficiency virus. It is famously known as SLIM in Africa because of the way it slims or reduces the body size of its victims. AIDS drains the patients until when they have no ounce of energy, and finally, it kills them. How is AIDS transmitted? It's transmitted through several ways, but the most common is through sexual intercourse, where the virus moves from the body fluids of the infected partner to the other. AIDS is caused by a virus that has no cure up to now. It is transmitted through the body fluids, through sharing of sharp objects, through blood transfusions, through childbirth, breastfeeding, and several other sharp objects. The focus for the day is on the young people, the people at university and those at college and at high school. The statistics as shared by UNAIDS of 2020 are pretty alarming, where the young adults are being hit the hardest. 1.5 million people currently are living with HIV/AIDS in Uganda. 5.8% adult HIV prevalence is between the ages of 15 to 49. We have 53,000 infections, new HIV infections. We have 21,000 AIDS-related deaths. These are happening every year. 85% of the adults who are infected are on antiretroviral treatment. 65% of the children are on antiretroviral treatment. It is a bad situation. It is an alarming state. The Independent paper wrote, HIV prevalence is almost 4 times higher among young women aged 15 to 24 than young men of the same age. The issues faced by this demographic include gender-based violence, including sexual abuse, and the lack of access to education, health services, social protection, and information about how they cope with these inequities and injustices. Indeed, young Ugandan women who have experienced intimate partner violence are 50% more likely to have acquired HIV than women who had not experienced violence. In 2010, my cousin Sanyo, an 18-year-old beautiful girl, was finalizing her senior 6 exams to embark on her degree course at the prestigious Makerere University. Sanyo was the firstborn of my uncle, a very promising girl that grew up in our home since her father was away working in a teaching profession in South Africa. At her school, the leadership had organized for them a leavers party to celebrate the students finishing school and preparing them for their final exams. Sanyo was beautiful, 6 foot tall with a light skin that was the envy of many young and old boys of our school. The leavers party was organized, and among the aspects organized was a dance which took place throughout the day. Sanyo was a good dancer, and indeed several boys never dared to compete with her, apart from Ronald, who was equally good. Towards the end of the dance, Sanyo was being pampered by Ronald for the dance exploits that day, and due to her naivety, she engaged in sex with the boy in the toilets of the school. Sanyu missed her period, and she was sick for most of that month. Sanyu went to a clinic to do a pregnancy test, and the pregnancy test came out negative. But the nurse suggested that they do another test to rule out any sexually transmitted disease. Sanyu's fears were confirmed when she tested HIV positive. Sanyu immediately contracted AIDS, having tested HIV positive after her first sexual encounter. A girl very young had fallen prey to premarital sex and caught a disease that was incurable. It was disheartening. Sanyu received the required counseling, and she came out strong. She decided to start an awareness campaign to speak to her peers and community members about the dangers of irresponsible living. She held several crusades supported by the famous non-governmental organization called TASO. It gave her a platform to speak in schools and in communities, urging youths to avoid premarital affairs and unprotected sex. In the community, she became a hero who spoke about AIDS, and the parents thanked her a lot for saving their children. For her, a lot happened as my parents battled to treat Sanyu, who eventually succumbed to the disease after 3 years of the onset. The good news is that there is still hope for the youth today. If you follow the Ministry of Health guidelines using the ABC procedure of abstaining from sex until you're married, of being faithful to your partner, and lastly, use a condom if you indulge in any sexual activity. The call out to the youth is that you need to live responsibly and you avoid sexual activity. AIDS is very present in our communities, and the biggest way it's transmitted is through the careless and adventurous sexual intercourse among the youth. AIDS is also manageable through the use of antiretroviral treatment that are now readily available for those that have been unfortunate to catch the deadly scourge. Mayo Clinic says currently there is no cure for HIV/AIDS. Once you have the infection, your body can't get rid of it. However, there are many medications that can control HIV and prevent complications. These medications are called antiretroviral therapy. Everyone diagnosed with HIV should be started on ART, regardless of their stage of infection or complications. Let's live our lives to the full, even as we live responsibly. Thank you so much.